What is up, guys and gals and fighting game enthusiasts of all ages? Kyle here, glad to see you. I haven't really put up anything on the channel for, it's been about a week. Really, I've been busy with, well, classwork, but gladly, that's going well. And as far as anything else, I've been playing a lot of Tekken 7 and getting nostalgic, and so that has been a fun experience. So, mainly been focusing on things like that, but I have been doing my job. I have been keeping my ear to the ground the best I can, more or less, just because I'm not at E3, although I wish I was, so I could get my hands on all these demos, all these games that we're so hype about. But I'm here today to talk about one in particular. Now, I know what you're going to say. I'm going to come out and say it's DBZ Fighters, but don't forget about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I mean, I know people are kind of, you know, just kind of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. What? Like, what are you even talking about?
Celebrate with friends. That's a good one.
But don't laugh it off yet. Okay, Mel, you guys might laugh it off a little bit, but more or less, I'm here to talk about DBZ Fighters because there has been a lot going on, and I kind of wanted to do it all in one lump sum. I didn't really want to make a bunch of little videos. I was tempted to, but I just wanted to see how much news would come out until this time. So, as far as I do know, I'm going to talk about characters, the game overall, and a couple features actually that I might like to see myself and or might be in the game. So, as far as characters go, this morning, like I said, I don't think it's been officially announced, but it was a given that Future Trunks was going to be in the game. I'm personally a big fan of Future Trunks. I saw it on Maximilian, his video feed. I don't know if it's reported anywhere. I'm glad to see Trunks, but the thing is, a lot of these character reveals are a lot of characters that you think that might be revealed. I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories and videos, and I was actually tempted to make one myself about all the characters I wanted to see. But producer Hiroko Hiroki, I think I said that name right, and Arc System and Bandai Namco, they work with Arc System. If you know Guilty Gear, these games have a lot of quality more than quantity when it comes to characters. I think Guilty Gear Rev 2 has about 20 characters total, between 20 and 25, I want to say. But as far as giant character rosters, which you do want to see, it's not really going to be like that. It's kind of going to be your good lump sum of characters that you really like from all the different genres. There's not going to stick to like a formula like like Xenoverse, which was kind of a customize your character, make your own. And the games, basically the games before that were more 3D based. They're kind of making this for fighting gamers by fighting gamers.
And we give it back to you, the people.
A game just for us, the fighting game enthusiasts. But they haven't forgot about the casual players, because those guys are important. Anyone should be able to enjoy this game. They had news of story modes being put into play, and as well as any other modes besides multiplayer, because look, I hear every day that casual people aren't important. If you don't want to play the game, or if you're afraid to play the game, just don't pick it up. But I don't believe in that. Everyone should be welcome to play however you want to, whether you're casual, whether you're hardcore. So Evo tier or not, you're more than welcome to be here in DBZ Fighters with the rest of us. But it's kind of cool that they are focusing more on this, like I said, with the lumped character roster, to kind of focus on their moves. So the small characters that they do have, like Goku, of course, is the Ryu of the game. He's going to have more accessible moves. Gohan, since he's a kid, he's going to have, well, moves oriented like a kid would. They made him short range, so that makes sense. He's short range, but he's strong as hell. I'm personally excited for Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, because I feel like, I don't know how he's gonna play. I just want to do final flashes, and you know, I just really want to have the game in my hands, and I don't know much about the beta. I'm really keeping close to that. But as far as any other characters and adding them in, Future Trunks, Tien supposedly has been announced. Like I said, I got this from Maximilian, so this is from his mouth, and he was actually there. I'm not. So any other news, if I hear something different, I'll come back to you guys. Any other characters that I feel that might be in the game, just because they're kind of focusing on like the actual content, is Krillin, Android, 18. Now, some of you might like 17. I kind of didn't favor towards him, but 18 was more popular. Piccolo, of course, is another given. We'll see him soon enough, I'm sure. But there is one character that I do wish was in the game. I hope is in the game. He is the hypest motherfucker. And even though he is technically one of the characters that's already in the game, they either need to make an adult version, or if they are making an adult version, just give him the costume.
I'm really glad I took this tour today.
Got the old tinker going, that's for sure.
I wouldn't have missed all this for the world.
So who are you?
I am the unmitigated champion of justice, who tolerates no evil. Great Saiyaman at your service. I'd say those 2 hours of practice last night just paid off.
So as far as any other characters go, I don't know much else. Let me just go on with features that the game has. I'm going to kind of focus on the ones that are the kind of the big thing. We already know about basically the meter building. I did find out something interesting. There are no throws in this game. What they're focusing on is that there aren't really grabs in Dragon Ball. What they are trying to do is what is called essentially, I believe it's called a Dragon Rush, which is essentially you do your combo, lengthy combo, keep it going, and then the classic fucking or the fucking overhead smashes, whatever. Extend your combos. They already have the homing attack, which is essentially replacing the grab button, which is an extremely cool feature. They're really putting their like heart and soul into this, and I'd honestly encourage you to tweet Bandai Namco or Arc System, anything that you want. One thing I'm personally favor of, besides like when the end scenes, like when they do the super and it goes out into the planet, or one thing that I saw was like, God, I can't remember exactly what it was, but someone got hit with something and they flew into the fucking background, which I'm so, oh my God, that shit is so fucking hype. They flew into the mountain and destroyed it. I love that shit. But one feature I want to really see is what they do with the intros. Now, you've already seen some of them, but if they're adding certain characters, like they already have Kid Gohan, they have Future Trunks, but they couldn't necessarily do it with characters already there. I want to see the intro, or holy shit, like hold on, I'm not even gonna, like, real talk, I actually just blew my own mind right now. I'm not even kidding. They need to make the fusion dance a fucking either intro or a feature. If you don't pick 3-on-3, if you have 2 characters that can fuse, oh shit, that's probably asking too much. Oh my God, fusion. Good. All right. But nonetheless, it could be a feature. It could just be an intro for if you play Goku and Vegeta, or I mean, Kid Trunks is in the game. But fuck, I really want to see the fucking music dance. Shit. All right, let me get serious here for a moment. Crossplay in this game. It's not really for sure whether there will or will not be crossplay. But like I said, it's one of those things that, well, it's hard to say for sure whether there will or will not be crossplay in this game. It's kind of something that really is kind of a cherry on top. If they don't do really crossplay or don't necessarily put it in, I mean, it's not necessarily a big deal, but it would be extremely, extremely awesome if there was crossplay in this game. That feature is, I don't see it a lot. Street Fighter V did that with the PC version and the PS4 version. Now, since this is multi-console, Xbox One, PS4, and PC, that's a hefty load, and how they're gonna work that out, I'm not technically sure, but hey, don't count anything out. So as far as any other news, they are making this for fighting gamers, by fighting gamers. Bandai Namco is really putting their thought, excuse me, let me rephrase that, they're putting their heart and soul, they're really kind of sticking to what, like, tournament quality is. For instance, the netcode, they're really focusing on that. Guilty Gear has pretty outstanding netcode. Also, in the works of possibly making a Nintendo Switch version, but that would only really be if like people would ask for it. So if they have enough people to kind of notice it and say, hey, we want this, then okay, maybe they'll actually do it, but that's only if people want it. Like I said, I encourage you guys to kind of tweet at them, really make your voices heard, really say what you like in the game. If enough people say it, hey, they just might do it, which is extremely cool, which means they're actually listening to people, and I rarely see anything like that. As far as any other mechanics go, oh, I forgot one, the transformations. Now, as far as transformations go in this game, you've seen them with Gold Frieza, you've seen them with Goku, but the thing is, the difference between Goku and Gold Frieza is that Frieza keeps her form. I said her. I'm sure I'm gonna get crucified. I never really figured that out. Is Frieza a boy or a girl? Someone let me know about that. Anyway, Frieza turning into Gold Frieza is something that stays the same throughout the entire match. However, Goku turning to Super Saiyan 3 is more of a super move transition. Now, producer Tomoko Hiroki, like I said, I hope I'm saying that right, and Bandai Namco Arc System, I'm sure they're working on making this balance. They're not too worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I personally see it as like another form of X Factor if you're familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. However, there are going to be transformations with some characters, and some characters might not have that. Like Vegeta doesn't have one, Gohan doesn't have one, Boo surprisingly doesn't have one, and I figured he might have something like he turns into Boo, and then he turns into Kid Boo, which I'm sure a lot of you are screaming at these guys like, where the fuck is Kid Boo? And I'm actually kind of one of those people, because I actually wouldn't mind having Kid Boo to rock that team. That would be dope. But if you haven't seen it yet, like I said with the characters before, never fear, the game isn't out yet. There's plenty of time. They may or may not do it, but it is likely, since they're kind of keeping it to a core kind of dream team type of game. So, like I said, you can have your nostalgia all you want, but don't sweat it too much, okay guys? So that's really it, guys, as far as news goes. I really wish I could tell you more. If I did miss anything, please enlighten me. Let me know in the comment section. One thing I kind of have been doing now that DBZ Fighters is coming right around the corner is I've kind of been rewatching Dragon Ball, like the original one, on Hulu. Like, I was watching it already before because I guess Hulu for some reason had some kind of scruff with, I guess, the ownership issues from Toei, so they were going to take down Dragon Ball, One Piece, all the shows like that. But for some reason it didn't, so whatever. But now that Dragon Ball Fighters is right around the corner, I'm kind of reliving my nostalgia days and really enjoying it, actually. Original Dragon Ball, like I said, it was great. I mean, who doesn't know that? So, before I get anything else, or excuse me, get off skew with anything else, I want to just thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. I would do this regardless, but seeing you guys and seeing you guys sub, and if you're new here, I encourage you to watch anything else on the channel. It's not great, but it's getting there. It's getting better. One day have like fancy equipment, lighting, and better microphones, and like a 4K camera, all that awesome shit, and I'll be doing big ass streams like Max. I'm not trying to be like Max, I'm trying to be better than him, you know what I'm saying? Anyway guys, I'm glad you're here. Take care, guys and gals, and fighting game enthusiasts of all ages. See you next time.